Russian President Vladimir Putin has begun efforts to increase his homeland's military presence in the Far East along the border with China amid growing foreign threats. According to Defence Minister Sergei Shoigu, Moscow's decision to send reinforcements comes at the back of rising tensions in the Eastern Strategic Direction, an area encompassing Russia's eastern border with China and the wider Asia-Pacific. It must be noted that Russia's Eastern Military District is basically directed at China. While no details were revealed regarding what the new threats are or where exactly the additional troops are being deployed, Shoigu pledged 500 units of new and modernized equipment for the region, as well as some improvements to the Navy's Northern Fleet. Reports indicated that thousands of troops are in the process of being deployed. This comes at a time when tensions have dangerously flared up near the China-India border and the South China Sea. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Russia is aggressively upgrading its military capabilities near the China border. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. In 2014, Russia took over Crimea. Since then, sanctions, led by the US and supported by the UK, EU, and other Western allies, have tried to isolate Moscow by curbing its access to external finance, trade, and diplomatic support. This has a significant impact on Russian economic health, which was already suffering from a lack of reforms, underinvestment, as well as haphazard state ownership. To an extent, Russia is isolated, and this pushed it closer to China. Russia is by far China's largest weapon supplier, and the two countries have made several high-profile deals in recent years, including that of Su-35 fighter jets and S-400 Triumph air defense system. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian leader Vladimir Putin have vowed to strengthen the relation multiple times. While relations between Russia and China have dramatically improved in the last few years, things have recently changed. Specific developments seem to suggest a shift. 1. President Vladimir Putin's homeland earlier accused Beijing of spying. Russian authorities have found Valery Mitko, president of its St. Petersburg Arctic Social Sciences Academy, guilty of handing over classified materials to the Chinese intelligence. This indicated that China was working actively to compromise Russian interests, and this has left a very bad taste in the mouth of the Russian authorities. 2. To celebrate the 160th anniversary of Vladivostok, a video was posted by the Russian embassy on the Chinese social media website Weibo. But Chinese, including diplomats, journalists, and social media users, objected to this almost instantly. They claim it was Qing's Manchurian homeland, but was annexed by the Russian Empire in 1860 after China was defeated by the British and the French during the Second Opium War. Chinese claims on Vladivostok has infuriated many people in the Russian power circle. 3. Russia is conscious of Chinese rampant reverse engineering. Over the years, China has copied several Russian weapon platforms with total disregard for intellectual property rights and contractual obligations. The Chinese have often bought limited quantities and then reverse engineered the weapons. For example, Russians claim that the Chinese began violating licensing terms almost immediately by installing their own avionics on flankers under Chinese designation J-11. The deal fell apart after about half of the Su-27s were sent to China, and Moscow accused Chinese manufacturers of replicating the jet under the names J-11 and J-11B. Russia recently expressed its frustration publicly when Russian state defense conglomerate Rostec accused China of illegally copying a broad range of Russian weaponry and other military hardware. Yevgeny Levadny, Rostec's chief of intellectual properties projects, on December 14th, said, "Unauthorized copying of our equipment abroad is a huge problem. There have been 500 such cases over the past 17 years. China alone has copied aircraft engines, Sukhoi planes, deck jets, air defense systems, portable air defense missiles, and analogs of the Pantsir medium-range surface-to-air systems. This kind of outburst is rare and marks a tipping point." 4. Russia has halted the delivery of critical components of S-400 air defense system to China. Viewers may note that China became the first foreign buyer of S-400 when a $3 billion deal for the delivery of 6 S-400 battalions, a total of 36 launchers, was signed. It was reported that China received its first S-400 shipment in May of 2018, but several components, including missiles, are yet to be delivered. Also, Russia is yet to provide some on-site training and installation that will enable China's S-400 systems to be operationally deployed. This is a very interesting development since India's S-400, which is currently in production in Russia, is reported to be on track for delivery by the end of 2021. And the same was confirmed to Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who visited Russia recently. 5. Russia has also promised to speed up weapons delivery to India, which includes the procurement of 21 MiG-29 at a time when the Indo-China border row has escalated. This is seen as a sharp rebuke to Beijing by many experts. In early June 2017, reports from Russian media indicated that yet another ground forces missile brigade received the dreaded Iskander-M missile system. The brigade was the 29th Army's newly established 3rd Missile Brigade, based in Russia's enormous Eastern Military District. The Iskander-M is a mobile, short-range ballistic missile system produced and deployed by the Russian Federation. It's a tactical missile system designed to be used in theater-level conflicts. Iskander-M system is equipped with 2 solid propellant, single-stage guided missiles. Each missile in the launcher vehicle can be independently targeted in a matter of seconds. Iskander-M travels at a hypersonic speed of around Mach 6, carries a warhead of 750 kilograms, or about 1,650 pounds, and has a range of 500 kilometers, or 310 miles. It's rumored that during flight it can maneuver at different altitudes and trajectories, and can turn at up to 30 G to evade anti-ballistic missiles. It's designed to carry both conventional or nuclear warheads. The missile can be aimed at both moving and stationary targets. Placing an advanced system like Iskander-M against China clearly indicates that Russia feels it needs to guard against Chinese forces. Iskander-M is Russia's way to level the playing field with asymmetric capabilities. This was the first sign that Russia was genuinely concerned about China, and the latest moves to strengthen its defense near the China border is an extension of the same policy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comments section. This will help us improve.